Well, it is the eve of Unicorn Pack, and I must admit I'm pretty excited about it. I guess every SAP channel is in the same position where they cannot wait for new toys to play with. It's been quite a long time since the last new pack. We did get the revamp of Puppy Pack, which you're watching right now, but that's not quite the same thing as getting a completely brand new pack. Golden Pack actually came out in January last year, and it is the 31st of January 2024 as I'm recording this. So we've waited over a year for a new one, and I don't think it's going to disappoint based on the trailers and the teases that we've seen so far. We've actually seen quite a lot. Maybe, is it 15 different things have been teased? Something like that. A mixture of pets and food. Definitely one or two things there that look like they're probably a bit broken, but you know, that's just what happens every time there's a new update and the developers work their way through it. But yeah, super looking forward to it. And it actually occurred to me that there may be some people out there who have purchased some of the existing packs. They're maybe not planning on buying Unicorn just yet, but they will actually already have access to some of the new material. And that's because of Orca and Anglerfish, which, I've done plenty of videos on them recently. But if you don't know, Orca in Star Pack will spawn a faint pet from any pack in the game. So, you can start fainting orcas with your praying mantis to try and get some of the new unicorn pets without even buying the pack. And then in Puppy Pack here, we've got Anglerfish. And if you turn on Play Against All Packs, we've been over this many times before, but for anyone who doesn't know, you'll start facing different packs instead of just Puppy Pack mirrors. And then you can steal the pets from the opposing team with the angler. Now, I think it would probably be a pretty tall order to try and get all the Unicorn Pack achievements without actually buying the pack. It'd be interesting to know how many people have actually done that with the weekly, got every single achievement via the weekly. It must just take an awful long time of waiting. At this point, there aren't any pets left that haven't appeared in a weekly, but tomorrow there's going to be 80 something odd, I think, isn't it? 60 pets in the pack plus another 20 odd for customs. It's going to be a huge update. So yeah, why am I showing this particular run? Well, it was recorded last week. I was working on a project, which I'll link in the description, which was all about trying to angle stuff from Star Pack. And I played a huge number of games, and many of them just didn't pan out on the anglerfish front. You just wouldn't find any, wouldn't get matched with the right opponents. So I tried to record as many useful runs as I could. And there are some in the bank still. I'm not sure when I'll get around to uploading them because I'm sure it's going to be Unicorn Pack focused for some time. But this one, it doesn't look all that promising. Most games I started off with Gecko or Moth. Maybe sometimes I would just keep Duck or Beaver and stack the buffs onto them. I don't really like doing that, but in Puppy Pack, it's basically the accepted strategy if you're going to go for a late game pivot. Just try and build up the gold with the goldfish, buy rice, buy caterpillar and lobster, and just get into position to have the best turn 9 you possibly can. I guess if your lives are in a good shape, mine aren't here, but if you're doing well, then you can hang on to turn 11 if you really want to. So yeah, we get the lobster here. In fact, we actually get ready to get a level 2 lobster. And the gecko's ability, it's just silly as a tier 1. It's gaining extra health at the start of battle. I only have the level 1 gecko here, but it has helped us get this far because we are now on lethal. And I actually get dragon, and I think I'm probably going to take octopus as well. So, normally I would probably try and keep the goldfish all the way till turn 11, but here it's going badly, so we're just going to have to go for the pivot now and get rid of the other stuff because it's rapidly going to become irrelevant. And with the lobster buffs, we can basically get stuff up to the level of the gecko in one turn anyway. So now I just need to find one last unit to take the buff from the lobster, and then I can actually just sell lobster and start by selling the tier 1s. Normally with dragon you want to get it to level 2 first. I suppose it depends what you find, because by selling chinchilla is probably always going to be the right thing to do, even if you only have the level 1 dragon. And maybe I'm actually just going to end up keeping this lobster because it's starting to build up a stat line, and it also has the salt already. Usually, if I'm doing something repetitive, I was playing this strategy over and over again. Sometimes it just you just feel like you have to do something different to keep yourself interested. And yeah, you can see here I'm thinking about actually just selling the dragon, because I could potentially double stack the lobster buffs, but it's our only scaler at the moment, so we're just going to carry on going with it. And yeah, just by selling the tier 1s, even though we only have the level 1 dragon. Ideally, you're trying to, when you're going for these big goldfish pivots, you're trying to get your tier 6 scaler to level 2 immediately. Level 2 T-Rex or level 2 elephant seal. Because a lot of the people you're facing are going to have had a successful pivot, and therefore they are going to be scaling much faster than you are. So here I get the double chocolate, very fortunate there to find a second chocolate in the empty slot. So now the dragon is going to be a lot more effective, and we'll probably move the lobster. I should have moved the lobster forwards here because the dragon is now, the stats are lower than the lobster. A very weak parrot crocodile team, so we get away with a win there. And now we're starting to, our record is starting to improve, so we're going to start to face some stronger stuff. But since we got the level 2 dragon in the nick of time, we should be okay, and we can start buying equipment soon as well. But sooner or later the run is going to take a bit of a turn, and I'm not sure how I'm going to handle this in the thumbnail because I don't really want to completely spoil what's coming. But you have to put something in the thumbnail to entice people in. So yeah, here we're going to kill the hippo. The salt doesn't work there because the rooster is higher tier than the lobster, but thankfully it didn't have quite enough attack to one-shot it. I will take the stake on the snapping turtle, and here is what we've been waiting for. We get the sloth, turn 13, 7 trophies, and I have 1 chocolate frozen. So I already had a failed sloth run in this pack, in this session. I think it was the day before or 2 days before, and that will be in the video in the description. I got the sloth with I think it was sauropod on board, and so you think that you're in great shape. You're going to be able to buy lots of chocolate for cheap, but of course, the shop sometimes has other things in mind. And here, strangely enough, I decide just to sell the dragon, which I guess because I'm on 8 wins now, I feel like I can just give up on the scaling and buy strong units like mantis shrimp, maybe even just another octopus, and hope that they are going to be good enough to carry the sloth to the win. Because I can't start spending more gold on buy selling when I could be buying chocolate. So we'll take the stonefish, another strong ability by default even at level 1. And with the coconut toy, which will only be around for 2 turns, but should hopefully help us out massively here. The falcon does produce an octopus, and the grizzly does kill the snapping turtle, but I think we're going to be okay. The stonefish shot back at the grizzly bear there, but it only did 1 damage because of the potato. So 9 wins and only 1 heart, so I can't really do anything about trying to throw. In the other sloth game, I did try to throw to get those extra chocolates. It just didn't pan out. But we roll down here, I don't find any chocolates at all. And so now I'm just hoping for a win. But instead, we actually get this insane scenario that I don't think I've ever seen before on anyone's channel. I could be wrong. Let me know in the comments if this has happened to you before. But I get the Sloth versus Sloth ending, and I win. Just something completely out of the ordinary. I've played 2,000 hours plus, and I've never seen that before.